Hi sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button, turn on the notification so you are notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I am saying massive shout out to every one of you for all the love and support you all give me here. I am truly grateful. Thank you all so much. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about Morgan. It was more like, a debate among themselves, and the white woman really floored him and cancelled him. He started by saying that he shouldn't see the reason why, compensation for sins against ancestors, that is reparations. And he is asking, why should we pay black people reparations? For him, he sees it like it is useless and it does not make sense. And the woman really came out. She came really through and explained so many things to him, which I don't know if you understood and all that, because he brought the idea of why was Brits, or why were they not being compensated for the Vikings, what the Vikings did and all that. So and the person that stitched that video also made a very great point. And the woman was like, how do you want to, how do you as a person not want to clean up the past? Because you all should be take responsibilities for all the things you all did to African Americans and the rest of it. And it's really a very great conversation, because he got schooled, because some of them always act ignorant when it comes to reparations. I don't know why they always act like that, but I am sure that you all are going to see it for yourselves, and then let me know what you all think in the comment section. And straight up, I am rolling there.
I don't see why people today should be compensated for sins against their ancestors, some cases centuries ago. Explain to me why I'm wrong.
Because it's not just about you. It's about the responsibility that you have as a citizen to the fate of your country. And whether you are an individual or a nation, you're not going to have the future you want if you don't clean up the past.
So should but on that then, should I be claiming money back as someone in Britain from the Italians for what the Romans did, from the Normans for what they did, from the Vikings, for their forebears? Now, should I be claiming reparations from all of them? And if not, what's the difference?
I'll tell you what the difference is. There is no way that a modern Brit is being economically disadvantaged by something that the Vikings did. Well, I think it's been a long, long time.
You don't know. There might be people in the middle of Britain who are still suffering the appalling financial injury of what the Romans did to their families.
Let me answer your question. It is very obvious that there has been intergenerational hardship financially. The gap between blacks and whites that is so egregious in America today is a legacy not only of slavery, not only almost 250 years of slavery, but also of almost 100 years since then of institutionalized suppression of black people. This is 350
But at what point do we
years.
Stop feeling guilty about the past?
After we've paid our debt.
Or paying for the past.
There's a difference
But
between...
Marianne, here's my point. It never stops. Once you uncork that bottle, you end up never stopping.
You need to let me talk. There's a difference between blame and responsibility. I don't feel I need to feel guilty. My parents came from Russia and Poland, my grandparents. So it's not about my grandparents. It's not about my feeling guilty. It is about my feeling responsible for the well-being of my nation. Germany paid over $89 billion to Jewish organizations after World War II.
That's true.
And I think that financial remuneration has had a lot to do with not only the financial, but even more importantly, the psychological and emotional healing between Germany and the Jews of Europe. And this is a healing that we have not had. That war was over in 1945. Ours was over in 1865, and we still take this toxic baton and we pass it generation to generation.
You make a good point. See why people today should be compensated for sins against their...
I'll explain it. Excuse my appearance. I'm fresh out the bonnet and still in the bed, okay? Now let's go ahead and start with the fact that, first of all, the people who were enslaving us, or our ancestors, got reparations for losing their property, which, mind you, their property were people. They received reparations for that loss. On top of that, we were promised reparations in the form of 30 acres and a mule. Cool. But they never made good on that promise. We didn't get not a mule, not a 30 acres. Instead, they sent us to places like Natchez, Mississippi. Into concentration like places where there are mass burial sites to this day. Okay? I don't know about in y'all state, but in my state, an acre of land is probably anywhere between $14,000, $15,000. Now, if we were to have that land today in today's money would be worth $500,000, which would boost the African Americans' wealth in general. And that was what was prevented, what they were wanting to prevent. Furthermore, I'm pretty positive that there was evidence of slavery up until 1963. I mean, you can Google it. I'm pretty sure it's Googleable. Which means that it wasn't almost 400 years ago, and it wasn't your ancestors, it was your parents. And not only that, why are we discrediting what was going on in Jim Crow? Like, that's just as much a part of reparations as anything else. Y'all literally burned down whole thriving black cities that had bank accounts, that had doctor's offices, schools. Y'all did that. Y'all literally took wealth out of black people's hands because they were thriving too much. And let's not act like the evidence of racism is not in the system. The evidence is found in those biased ass voting district maps that are being ruled illegal and discriminatory right now as we speak, to black women dying at higher rates in childbirth than any other race, which is crazy because we make up like 13% of the population, and that's including men and women. Y'all turned the slave patrol into police. Into the police. Y'all literally turned the slave patrol into the police and allowed white nationalists to infiltrate it. We need reparations.
Trust me, you see the white lady, this black lady, they did a great job with the analysis. And you see this man, Morgan, I think that is his name. He is always going on this defense mode each time. I mean, reparations are being like said and all that. And he is talking about Viking. Now, I keep saying this. It is their responsibility to clean up the mess they already made, because the mess has been made. How do you take up responsibility and do the necessary things? Like you heard what that woman said, because there is no how you want to start on a clean slate without settling the things you did, the wrong things you did to African Americans. And not just that it was how many years ago. You know why I keep saying CRT is very important? No, they keep saying it was your ancestors, that's your ancestors' extension. I mean, without you, there won't be your without your ancestors. You should know that. They are not even getting anything back. Human, right? And all the things they did to black people. I mean, the thriving community, they burned down, they took away their, like, almost everything. Today is still arguing on why they should pay reparations. Trust me, if you really want to start an eclipse, have time, and you shouldn't even, they can start on a clean slate. It is not like it is going to like wipe away everything. I don't know if you understand where I am going or something like that. So this is where I am gonna draw the much for all the support and love, and see you all in my next video.